hope we're all doing really, really well. Today, I want to share with you guys 3 clips that have literally healed my outlook on relationships. Honestly, these 3 clips are super powerful. Now, these clips are from both Abraham Hicks and Amanda Francis. Now, if you want to know more about them, I will have the links down below, but just know both are icons. So I really hope that these 3 clips help you as much as they have helped me. And without further ado, let's get into the 3 clips. But before we do, you are more than welcome to subscribe. On this channel, I talk about all things self-development. So if that sounds good to you, I would love to have you here.
So once upon a time, I stayed in some fucked up beliefs around love for like a really long time. And I worked through them. You know, I worked through my ideas and my beliefs. I worked with various relationship coaches. I had to go through my own journey of like self-love. And like my journey of really getting close to my own heart and really loving myself well and taking care of myself in a deeper way and being really ready for love and really making a space for a man. I used to judge men constantly, like, if you didn't do this, then you don't get to have me. Like, I had no space for a man to be human. I had no space to like get to know the soul of a man, which this applies to obviously same sex or any variation of a relationship. I left no room to get to know the soul of a man, and so and get to know them for all that they are. I was always just trying to check boxes and be like, you aren't the one, or you are the one, and I was always disappointed. I was always discontented. I was always upset. I was always trying to eliminate people. And like my journey of like allowing the love in, it has similarities to a lot of other journeys, but it was like very unique to me. And from how it seems, like when I was in it, like getting it and doing it and knew I was like really making strides on like, okay, like I was just like in a really good place with like dating and enjoying dates and receiving from men and like feeling taken care of, and like letting my like walls come down. Like that journey was very specific. And I only say that to say like, listen to the teachers, listen to me and Melanie about money, listen to everyone about everything that resonates with you, and just know like your interpretation of it, like you're walking out of it, your embodiment of it will be unique to you, and that's a beautiful thing.
You're looking for love in all the wrong places. You're looking for security in all the wrong places. You're looking for it through his behavior, and he's been there before. He knows he cannot jump through enough hoops to make you happy. Not for very long. And so as others have tried to domesticate him, here's the thing. He wants to be domesticated. He does. He wants so much of what you want. He just doesn't want to be responsible for how you feel all the time. When you feel insecure and then you're depending upon this one subject for your happiness, what happens is they begin to feel bondage. And so as you present yourself, because that's who you are, as someone who can find joy here and here and here, who takes pleasure in this and this and this and this, and of course that, and even mostly in that, but not only in that. Now you've got this balance going on, and now there's no bondage that is being felt.
That's true. That's when we're closest. That's when he feels most.
And so that's what you meant. It's sort of a common thing that I want him until he wants me, and then I don't think I want him quite so much. And he wants me until I want him, and then he doesn't.
Yeah.
So then you get mad, and then he tries to reel you back in. And then in his trying to get you to come back, then you feel better. And we say, how sick is all of that?
It's super.
In other words, none of that is what any of you want. What you want to be is someone who's tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and in love with life, all aspects of life, including that aspect of life. And so it's possible that you're not quite in that stable place, and that's why this relationship and the way it is unfolding is giving you the opportunity to get there. But when you get there, what you're going to accomplish through this is not him learning how to behave so that you feel better. What you're going to accomplish through this is you learning how to connect so that you feel better.
So that's the whole point. It's not about the relationship.
And then he'll behave.
We would convince ourselves there are powerfully aligned, beautiful men who are in perfect vibrational alignment with who they are, who understand that they live in an expansive universe, who are sifting through life experience and are coming to new conclusions, who are tuned into themselves, sensitive to their own emotions, and deliberate about guiding their thoughts, who are understanding that they can be or do or have anything. The planet is crawling with them.
I just have to be there, right?
But when you make statements like you just made, you don't have vibrational access to any of them. So you say, bad, boring, bad, boring, bad, boring, bad, boring, bad, boring. Tell a different story, and then line up with the story that you tell and watch what happens. And then you'll say, Abraham, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of beautiful men all standing outside my balcony.
Playing guitar.
However do I choose among them? How do I choose? Because I am afraid, we're speaking your vibration, I'm afraid that I will choose that one and miss that one. What if I choose the wrong one? What if I choose one that's a little more boring than he needs to be? Or what if I choose one who does not fulfill all that I want? And we say, you work the bugs out of it. You work it out before it gets there by creating your vibrational climate, you see. You start in a really general place. You become the manifester of it. You feel the frequency of it. You feel the impulse of it. It comes in the form of an idea. I think I'll go to this restaurant. I might meet someone. Oh, he's a hungry cat. You feel this impulse to go somewhere. You feel this emotion that comes to you. These manifestations start coming, and then rendezvous begin happening, circumstances and events begin happening. And because you have deliberately tended to the frequency of it, because you've deliberately tended to the frequency of it, when the manifestations begin to be realized by you, you recognize them. You don't miss them. You recognize them. You bounce off of them. You add to the momentum of them until before you know it, wherever you're standing in relationship with anything you want, you're feeling at ease about it because you know that things are always working out for you. Don't you want to look for the positive aspects of where you are? Don't you want to believe that the universe knows who you are, knows what you want, knows where what you want is, knows the path to it, and knows that the path to what you want is what you want? That the relationship itself must be allowed to be alive. It must be allowed to expand. And so what you're looking for are not promises, because no one can keep any of them anyway. So you're not looking for promises. What you're looking for is enough compatibility that you have a pretty good chance of getting pretty good momentum going, where you will not lose yourself in the relationship. What you're reaching for is the freedom to continue to decide. Yes. I want the freedom to continue to decide. And in some ways, a relationship in and of itself, as from your perspective of it, sort of belies that, because it sort of says, I'm going to get so hooked on you that then I won't have the freedom to not be hooked on you if I should choose to be. It's a freedom thing. It's a control thing. Yes. That you're feeling. Yes. And you can get around that or get to the heart of it by understanding that the only thing that anybody can control is their own relationship with who they are. That's what you're reaching for all the time. Our relationship vows or determination would go exactly like this. So far, I like you pretty good. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to do my best to stay in alignment with who I am, which means this relationship has a really powerful probability of not only surviving but thriving, because I'm going to do everything that I can do to be in alignment, which means I'm going to look for the best in you and in everybody. And I'm not going to talk hardly ever about things unwanted. And I'm going to keep myself so tuned in that I have source energy flowing through me, so that my capacity to love is going to be more than almost anybody you know, because it's going to be steady and consistent. And my capacity to love you is not going to be contingent upon anything that you do. I'm leaving you out of that part of the equation. I'm taking full responsibility for how I feel. Have fun with this. You don't have to make long-term promises, but in the meantime, collect some data. And in other words, you're wanting to collect some data. What you want to say to people who are coming to you is, I'm trying to find myself, and maybe we could hang around together while I find myself. And finding myself means I want to see how much time I can spend with you, with all of the variety that you might introduce into the relationship with me, while I stay in alignment with source energy. Can you imagine two people coming together who are neither one holding each other hostage for the way the other one feels? Tuning into source energy and living happily ever after, or not, but living happily ever after, or not holding anybody responsible for how they feel but themselves. How refreshing is that, you see?
If you go on a date and you know you're ending up with the one no matter what, then it doesn't matter so much how the date goes. Just enjoy the date, right? And if someone does or doesn't text back, but you're ending up with the one you want, who the fuck cares? It's just a text. So, and it took all the pressure off, and all the dating experiences got more fun, got more flowy. I got more self-expressed. I felt more like the real me. I enjoyed the encounters more, from the place of knowing that I get to have the ultimate desire. As I believe into what I get to have, and as I'm a vibrational match for it, and as I know it's my destiny and reality, people can feel it, people can sense it. People treat you like you're, I don't know, I think the overall respect you receive increases because you're the kind of girl who's going to get exactly what she wants and no one's fucking around with you, even if you're not the ones for each other. There's a lot of like mutual respect in your like short-term dating situations or whatever. So you get to have it. And if you know you get to have it, then it doesn't matter. So, okay, let's get back to the question about like swiping and it all being hard. So if you know you get to have it because you fucking do, then it doesn't matter how many times you swipe left or swipe right. It doesn't matter if you go to this bar or that restaurant tonight. It doesn't matter if you smile at the guy at the gas station tomorrow or not. It just doesn't matter. You're gonna receive it, and if you know you're gonna receive it, then you're gonna find yourself doing the right thing at the right time. And it doesn't mean you have to kiss a lot of frogs, and it doesn't mean you have to go through a process of elimination, and it doesn't mean it has to be a numbers game. It just means you get to know, and anything that helps you feel into the feelings of knowing is amazing, completely. And anything, and identifying every limiting belief around why you think you can't have it is amazing. My coach often will say to me, so, how do you feel about your partner coming in now, or whatever word she says, like your person coming in now? And I'll be like, I feel good about it, like it's gonna happen. She'll be like, well, what in you feels like it's not going to happen? So we can just look at all the fucking limiting beliefs and identify them all as untrue. The same thing we've been saying all along for every single fucking thing in our life. So when you know you're gonna have it, and you're vibing with it, and you're taking all your actions from the place of knowing you're gonna have it, then all the pressure's off. You don't have to tell the story about it being hard. You don't have to worry about whether you're going to the right places, meeting the right people, whether you're open enough, are you self-expressed enough, are you feminine enough. You're just gonna have it because you are, and if some kind of work around femininity or self-expression needs to be done, you will be fucking led to it, but you'll be led to it because it's on the path of you getting where you're ultimately going. So the work is to always be an energetic match for where we're ultimately going, and anything else that needs to be sorted out or looked into or nipped and tucked along the way will occur because you know where you're going. So you don't have to waste your time going, but if I don't read these 12 books on relationships that so-and-so said, no, maybe you'll be led to one book or the other, and it'll feel really good to read it because it's aligned for you to read it because it's on the path of where you're going. But you don't get to have the man because you read the book. You got to have the man because you know you got to have the man. And that's how it feels to me.